views expressed on this program are those of the hosts, guests, and callers, and are not necessarily those of this station, its management, or other advertisers. You're listening to Transformation Talk Radio.
Hi, welcome. This is Dr. John DeMartini. This is one of the most amazing and inspiring shows that you can listen into. If you want to be on the edge of your seats, if you want to open up your heart, if you want to expand your mind, and you want to meet incredible people, stay tuned because you're just about to experience a transformative radio show that will change your life. And you're listening to the Dr. Pat Show that's coming up right next.
The following audio is via a Skype call.
Welcome to the Dr. Pat Show. Talk radio to thrive by. Powerful, inspiring, and coming to you live, bringing you stories of people like you and me busting through and living life full out. Get ready to dare to wonder what your life would be like if you knew you could not fail. Everybody. Hey, everybody, I want to welcome you. I want to welcome you to the Dr. Pat Show, Transformation Talk Radio, transformationradio.fm. And thank you all for tuning us in and turning us on. It is so absolutely wonderful to be connecting with all of you. We've got a great lineup for you today. Marie-Ange is joining us here today. Faugérolas is, I hope I'm getting that right. My French and my Italian gets all crazy together. So I am going to apologize to her in advance. But before I introduce who she is, many of you know, and the amazing work, I just got to say hi to Mr. Benny. Hello, Mr. B.
Hey, what's up, Pat? A French-Italian baby. That's a beautiful baby right there. That's a good makeup right there.
I'm feeling blessed as we speak. You
got the coffee and the bread and the pasta all there.
Exactly.
I'm going with that.
Yeah, but I'll tell you, Marie-Ange has something special for us today. You know, Benny, we've been doing this, you and I, and you longer than me, but certainly you and I together for like 13 years plus kind of here.
Yeah, about that.
This year. And we get to talk with some of the most amazing people. And I'm always struck by how Linda connects with so many of these great people. And then we have a guest like we have today. I am so thrilled to have Marie-Ange on the show. But most importantly, I am so fascinated by not just her work, but how she has come to the forefront to take a message out into the world that transcends the pain, the fear, that is happening in the world today. So when I think about what each and every one of us is called to do, and then how we get to show up in this lifetime as that, I am so relating to who she is, her journey, and what she's now in the world talking about. So today, for all of you out there, and you're thinking, yeah, you've seen the posts that we did on social media, but more importantly, our newsletter, Angels. The definitive guide to angels from around the world. Angels. Now, how does one imagine a life where you get to step out and talk about angels, bring a new level of consciousness to the world of spirituality? You know, how does one do that? Publish more than 13 books, whether you're reading her books on, you know, an epic period piece or romance or supernatural drama. It doesn't matter. The point is Marie-Ange is showing up in the world and showing up in a big way, in the way that the energy and the life force that is amongst us right now is calling forth. This is a 9-year. This is a year of completion. This is a year of looking at our lives and asking ourselves the question, what shall we believe? Are we going to believe in miracles, or are we going to believe in limitation? Are we going to believe in the world of expansiveness and abundance, or are we going to call forth, you know, the energy of scarcity? Because everything is energy. But what can we know from the angels that are around us, the angels in the world? And how is it that this amazing woman comes to us with the incredible name that means Mary Angel? Marie, welcome to the show. It's great to have you here.
Hello, Dr. Pat. I'm so happy to be with you and your listeners. And we'll have a wonderful time talking with angels because we are talking to them today, not only to listeners.
How did I do with your name? Because my family would be, my grandmother would be right there next to me saying, "Are you kidding me that you're not able to pronounce her name?" How did I do? Did I do okay? I know I need to practice. I know I do, but I called on the angels to help me here for a moment today.
It's perfect. You can say Faugérolas and it's perfect. And Marie-Ange is perfect as well. So you're very good.
Okay,
Thank you for worrying. But, I'm not, a name, it's okay. I'm not worried about it. So it's great. My name is, who I am is not that important. What is important is the message today. So let's talk about the message.
Let's talk about the message. And, the reason I really wanted to reference your name because, sometimes we show up in this world and we really don't understand why we're in a place, why we are called forth to do the things we do. And, the listeners have heard me share a story about this, about how this all happened for us 13 years ago, and I didn't plan it. Can you really talk with us for a minute about the angelic energy that we can call forth as individuals to literally transform ourselves and the world? That seemed impossible for us in the past, even you and I to have a conversation, to talk about angels. How has this changed in the world today?
Oh, that's wonderful. Very interesting question. Because the thing is that today the world is really shifting. The energy is globally shifting. It's very dark. The thing is, it's very, very dark. There's a lot of I'm not going to explain what's going on in the world. Everybody knows. Just saying that in this darkness, we can see here and there lights that, beacons spreading light in the world. And from now on, I feel very strongly, and with the connection with angels, a very, very strong shift of people being aware that the world has to change. It's not what we thought, let's say, 10 or 20 years ago. Oh, it would be good that if the world would change. But now it's the world has to change. It's mandatory. It's something that it's emergency that the world changes. And what is amazing is that I see a lot of people like you, and you are wonderful. What you said is wonderful. The energy, the world is energy. And if we know that we can connect to this beautiful angelic energy and divine energy, we can do miracles. We can work miracles in this world. And I would like to tell your listeners and our listeners today that we can make miracles with angels. It is possible. And I have seen a lot of miracles happen. I have experienced myself miracles. And if we connect to this great energy, we can transform our life. And like you said, we can really do what we're supposed to do. Because sometimes in our life, we wonder, am I at the right place? Am I doing what I'm supposed to do? And if you hate your job, if you hate your life, something is wrong. It's not normal. Because you know what? God and the angels want us to be happy. They want us to be satisfied with our job. They want us to be in love. They want us to have the people around us loving us. They want us to thrive. It's all about prosperity and abundance of everything. And if we don't have it, if we really struggle every day of our life, we need to do something and change this. Once we change what doesn't go right in our life, we can have new perspective on life, a new insight on life. And I really, really know, because I've experienced it, that is possible.
I have to tell you, I love this book and I love your message. And, and just so you know, I read everyone's book. And so I've read your book. So, I'm probably going to refer to it a couple of times. But the thing that you just said, it just gets me all fired up and excited here, is that, I'm a girl from the Bronx, New York. And to be here speaking with you and honoring the work that you've done in service of people on the planet is something that I do not take for granted. And I was reading what you're talking about the angels and, and what their mission is. And this is so in line with what we're doing to raise the bar on Positive Talk Radio. So one of the things you say is that principal mission of angels contributes to the evolution of humanity toward love, success, and happiness. Their power grants access to material abundance. Nothing is impossible with the support of the angels. I am so thrilled that you wrote a book and are coming out saying that, because some of us that grew up in certain religions or certain practices were really not groomed to be able to talk about abundance in the world and angels in the same sentence. How important is it for us now, this year, to bring that conversation to the forefront?
Well, it is. And I thank you so much for being who you are and doing what you do, because this is exactly what is needed today. The world craves people like you who help people like me spreading these messages. And you do spread the message, and we are in tune with this same idea of spreading a message of love and abundance. And I insist on both, because these two words are the absolute keys of our life. And once we aim to be in love, to love, and to give love, once we aim abundance, we are in the right direction. Whatever we do will be right. This is the best purpose we can have in our life. And once we think this way, we can help the whole world to think the same way, because it is true and it happens. And, I would like to tell our listeners, sometimes I'm very stressed. Sometimes I'm very anxious, because I'm a human being. But anytime I feel like this, I start meditating. I sit or lay down for 20 minutes with the angels. And after this meditation, I just wipe away my stress, my anxiety, and I feel connected to this wonderful energy that gives me power, strength, drive, and happiness. And I'm thrilled to be alive and to be able to do what I'm doing now, spreading a message of love and abundance. And honestly, I would tell our listeners, try this. It does work. And if you do this every day, you will see your life change. Because what happens once you connect to this energy, it's like every day, you bathe in a beautiful, I try to find the color, turquoise, that's right,
yeah.
A turquoise color in a lagoon. Imagine that you just bathe in this lagoon and you feel the warm waters on you, and you feel the sun on your skin, and you feel warm, you feel at peace. And this is exactly what you feel when you connect to the angels. You feel in a lagoon of a quiet peace, whatever it is, whatever you see, it makes you feel so comfortable that you feel at ease. You feel great. You feel that you have a great potential you can use. You feel who you are, and you are at peace. And I would like to tell our listeners, try this 20 minutes a day. It's not impossible. You know what? You always waste time during the day. In our lifetime, we waste a lot of time doing things that are not that important. And if you just, use these 20 minutes per day to do this meditation, you will see your life change, because mine changed. I was a control freak, a complete control freak, because of my insecurities and anxiety. And when I was like this, everything was against me. I was erecting walls, one wall after the other. And these walls blocked me, because when you erect walls, obviously you block yourself. And when I started taking one anguish out of this wall as a brick, and a second brick of anxiety, and a third brick of insecurity, and a fourth brick of fear. And when I started doing this with my meditation, I really felt this connection, and it opens the horizon. It opens everything, all the possibilities that life offers. You are connected to them. Then you are in the infinite possibilities that life offers. So it's not a great deal to meditate 20 minutes a day, and it works so well. It really is amazing.
You know, this is really so important. Your book really, for me, and the book is really one essence, real of who you are and the gifts that you bring forth, Marie. You know, this is really when I think about this, and I was really meditating, you know, before the show today and reading the book again. I went back and I was reading it again, and I was struck by a number of things. And now listening to you and the vibration that you're bringing forth, there's such a purity in the message that you're bringing forth. It literally clears away, you know, the rubbish that we tend to bring forth. And you say this so beautifully in the book. One of the things you say that I would love for you to talk about is you talk about that angels are about action. And I will tell you that many folks don't really connect those pieces. We think angels are not necessarily about action. But, you know, you really talk about this throughout the book. How did you discover this?
Well, you mean us taking action? Is that what you mean? Yes, of course. Oh, yes, because, you know, a lot of people think spirituality is just a belief and prayers. But spirituality, it is beliefs and prayers. Yes, it is. But it is not only that. If you believe there is a force, there is a spirit, there is a beautiful energy helping you every day, use it. Don't leave it like this. Don't just pray to this energy. Don't pray to the angels only. Pray to them. Ask them things. This is an action. You take action when you ask what you want. And I would like to explain the process is very simple. Yeah. If you want something specific, if you need something very, very bad, if you really want this, ask for it. Ask, request, pray to the angels and ask. Because a lot of people think, oh, I just prayed that I would like to have love in my life. I would like to change jobs. No, this is not what you should say. Just say, I want to meet a person that I will love forever, or that will really be in tune with me, that will be like this, will be like that I feel in my heart, in my soul, this person, I want this person. Then if you want to change job, don't say, I want to change job. I want to find this job. I want to be a teacher in this school. I would like to live in this state. I want to go to this place. Be specific when you ask something. Like if you go to a restaurant and you say, oh, just look at the menu, or give me some food, you're not going to get what you want. So just ask for what you want. This is the first step. So take action like this. And then once you start asking for something, don't sit there and just look at the sky. Just go for it. Pick up your phone. Start giving calls. And this is how they help, when you help you, because you need to help yourself first. Pick up the phone and try to contact the companies you want to work for. Try to go out if you want to meet somebody. Don't stay there doing nothing. This is why it is important. It is really important, even mandatory, to do something that follows your request. Same thing, if you're in a restaurant, you don't intend to pay for the food, what are you going to get? So what you have to pay for what you do is a service. The angels, you never pay them, you just show them that your goodwill to do things. And I would like to say, we all have a will. We all have a will. We all know things. So I think just do this. Transform your will in goodwill. And this goodwill shows the angels that you really want to transform your life. You really want to move forward, and they will help you. So this is why action is so important.
You know, I was reading, one of the things I'd love for you to talk about is the idea that, you know, if we are calling forth for and asking for help from an angels, know the angel's name, ask specifically, know your birth angel. Can you talk about that and how you discovered those for yourself?
Yes. So we have, basically we have two angels with us all the time. The first angel is the guardian angel that we can call on anytime. If you want to park, if you want to find a parking spot, whatever you need, a protection, ask the guardian angel. And we also have the birth angel. According to the days of our birth, in between 4 days, we have a specific angel guiding us. So these angels are with us all the time. And we also have many, many angels and archangels who are more powerful than angels. I would like to specify just one thing. They have a different mission. Angels have a mission on earth with us here. And the archangels are more connected to God. They're closer to God. And they have a higher mission. This is why they're called archangels. So it's very simple to understand. It's a hierarchy. Those who are close to us and those who are close to God. And those who are closer to God and the closest are the most powerful. For instance, Archangel Michael is very close to God. He's one of the most powerful archangels. So whenever we need something very specific, whether it's love, it's work, it's family, it's relationship, it's whatever you need in your life, it's good to connect to an archangel or an angel specified in this field. Like, you have specialists when you want to find a doctor. If you have a skin problem, you're going to find a dermatologist. And it's exactly the same thing with angels. You will find a specialist who will be the one who will help you. For instance, if you want to find your soulmate, you will call Anael, the archangel of love. He's extremely powerful, and he works with other archangels. Because when you contact a specialist of love, for instance, or work, if you want to find a new job or find something else on your path, you can call on Satkiel, who will really help you find this job. And once you ask this angel, this specific angel or archangel, you will see many angels work with him, because they need people to work with them, because they have to open doors, and they open doors for many people at the same time. So when you start asking the specialist, you involve in this action many angels and archangels working for him. So it's a great, great company of angels that work for you, and it would be a shame not to use them, because they are at our disposal. They just do what we want what we want them to do. So let's use them, because they're ready. They're messengers, and they're ready to work for us. So why don't we ask, and why don't we use them?
And that is really it. I mean, really, why don't we ask, and why don't we use them? And what I love, I have to tell you, I have read more books than I ever imagined I would in my lifetime, especially books about angels. And I love the way you've laid this out for us, because, part of this is we come with our disbelief. But beyond our disbelief, we come with, this level of, not for me. The angels aren't here for me. But what you're saying is, not only are they here for us, but look, there's an astrology of the zodiac. There are angels that are related to this as well. What has been the greatest challenge that people have shared with you about how well they call upon their angels or not? What do they say is the hardest thing for them in connecting with their angels?
Oh, yes. A lot of people that I met were very skeptical and said, I prayed and nothing happened. So I would like to explain to our listeners that this is the main thing that stops people connecting to the angels. And it's something that we need to understand. And I experienced it myself, so I think it's good to share my experience with our listeners, because this is why sometimes it doesn't happen. It doesn't happen for several reasons. The first reason, we sometimes block our own energy and prevent things from happening. Why? Just because we're so negative, we're so pessimistic, we're so anxious, we're so in deep anguish, and we're so negative ourselves about the world, about our family, and we project this negativity, and we create a bubble of darkness around us. And this is unfortunately why when I hear people telling me, this is horrible, the world is horrible, this is terrible, they're watching the news and they're so depressed and the world is going so bad and whatever happens, we're never going to get out of this. We'd rather die than seeing this. I've heard that so many times. And this is not the right thing to do, because just imagine when you do this, you create a black screen in front of you. What are you going to do, and how do you connect to the world if you have a black screen? Because this is what it is. Energy is real. It's tangible. It exists. Look, we are talking today on the radio. This is energy, and this is pure energy. And when you have negative thoughts and pessimistic thoughts, you create a dark energy. It becomes a black screen in front of you. And if you don't want to see this black screen in front of you, open yourself to the world. Okay, it's very hard. It's very difficult. It's terrible. It's horrifying sometimes, horrendous. But if you feel it's always going to be horrendous, it's going to be worse than horrendous. Yeah. So just stop being negative. Stop seeing the dark. See the light. If there's a tiny light in a room, I would like to tell our listeners, just imagine a room that is very dark. This is where you are, in a very dark room. You have many people coming in this room who are very negative and pessimistic. What is going to happen? Nothing. It will still be very dark. It's not going to change. It's going to be darker. Dark. That's what it is, dark. But if you're positive, if you have great ideas, you want to change the world, you want to change yourself, and you want to improve and awaken your consciousness to the good, you open the door with your candle of positive energy. What's going to happen? The room is going to be lit. There is light in this room. And if you invite, like you, Dr. Pat, people around you, bringing their candles in this room, what happens? This room is going to be enlightened. So just imagine yourself as a person bringing to the world that is dark this light that is going to be the first light in the world. And then you bring another one, and you bring many people around you with your positive ideas, energy. I'm going to do this. I'm going to take care of my neighbor who's sick. I'm going to do something good. Take action one day after the other. Take one single good action per day, and you are the light. You are the beacon that's going to change the world. Do one good thing per day, you change the world, I promise.
Wow. And, I'll tell you something. This is really the perfect timing for all of us to really step forth in absolute strength of conviction and belief. We're going to take a short break. When we come back, phone lines are open. You all are texting us and pinging us. And Barb, yep, we're going to take questions. Yep, that's exactly right. 1-800-930-2819. When we come back, we're going to tell you how you can get a copy of the book, how you can find out more about Marie-Ange. We'll be right back.
I believe in miracles. I see miracles. Because everybody's looking for miracles. And a miracle is happening tonight. I'm gonna take it slow. Back on the street. I'm gonna take my time. Now I'm back on my...
Tune in to Sheer Alchemy with Leslie Fontaine on TransformationTalkRadio.com and get ready to stir up your passions, identify your blocks, and shift into an entirely new existence. Leslie Fontaine is a transformation catalyst and clairvoyant who uses her intuitive and energetic gifts to catapult listeners into living the life they were born to live. Whether it's shifting from scarcity to abundance, from emotional pain into joy, or from illness into health, Leslie will help you step into the true essence and power of all that you are with the help of the Ascended Masters and Archangels. You will not be the same. Visit TransformationTalkRadio.com for show dates and times and LeslieFontaine.com to say yes to explosive abundance.
Are you ready for a radical shift in your way of being? Are you seeking a more deeply connected and fulfilling life? Awakened Living Radio is a show dedicated to helping you embrace a life filled with profound peace, connection, and happiness. TJ Woodward is passionate about helping you find your clarity, balance, and purpose. Join co-host TJ Woodward and Dr. Pat Basili on the first Monday of every month at 11 a.m. Pacific Time for Awakened Living Radio on TransformationTalkRadio.com.
Get into it for 2016. Do you want more prosperity, clarity, energy, and balance in your life? Join Lynn Brown now through March for one of her amazing workshops, each focusing on a key part of living your best life. For more information and to register for one of these amazing workshops, visit lynnbrownevent.com. That's lynnbrownevent.com. And get into it this 2016 with Lynn Brown.
If you're one of the millions of Americans suffering from anxiety, you probably know how powerless and out of control this emotion can make you feel. This is why it is so important to remember that anxiety is created by your mind, which means that you can learn to use your mind to uncreate it. Hello, my name is Dr. Friedman Schaub. My award-winning book, The Fear and Anxiety Solution, provides you with a step-by-step breakthrough process to understand and resolve the root causes of your anxiety and build a solid foundation of confidence and inner peace. If you're ready to take your power back, visit thefearandanxietysolution.com. That's thefearandanxietysolution.com, or call 866-903-6463. That's 866-903-MIND.
Wow, everyone. I am so honored and blessed to have Marie-Ange joining me here today. And I want to just tell everybody, this book is amazing. And I was saying to her that when I got the book and I simply put my hand on top of it, I could feel an energy and a vibration of the gift and the messages that are coming through her. And we have opened up the phone line, 1-800-930-2819. We're going to skip the next break. But Marie, before I go to Barb, who has a question for you, would you let folks know how can they get a copy of this book, and what is the best way for people to find out more about you?
Oh, well, you can find the book on Amazon, Barnes & Noble, in bookstores, everywhere. I think it's quite easy to find. Amazon or Barnes & Noble, it's very simple. And if you want to message me, of course, my website, Marie-Ange Faugérolas.com, all attached with no hyphen, with no accent. It's very simple. You can go on Dr. Pat's website, on the radio website, and you will see my name, and you type my name with the .com. Very simple, and I would be very happy to answer people who send me messages, of course.
Well, 1-800-930-2819. We're going to take your calls throughout the remaining part of the show today. We're not going to even go to a break because the angels are really coming through here. You know, Marie, here's a question from Barb in Seattle. Can you give me a general reading as to what my guides and angels are telling me? And I love that question. And, you know, it is really about us connecting and wanting to get a little insight, isn't it?
Oh, yes, it is. It is. And Barbara, of course, needs and wants to hear the message from her guardian angel. I absolutely think that Barbara is in need of expansion, consciousness expansion, and expansion in her life. Whether it's love, whether it's work, I think she needs to be open to the whole world. So the guardian angel will not only help her in her everyday life, but I think she should connect to Archangel Michael, who is going to protect what she does, where she is at, because I think she needs protection. And I would suggest, Barbara, that you connect to Archangel Michael, ask him whatever you need about your life, about your projects, your ideas, the changes you want to happen in your life, and he will work with your guardian angel. So connect to Michael as well. This is my suggestion.
Thank you. Thank you so much. And, you know, for those of you out there, please, just be patient with us. We're going to be taking your calls and bringing you on 1-800-930-2819. You know, one of the things, Maria, I wanted to ask you about, you cover pretty much everything from how do we talk with our angels, how do we find love, and how do we heal. one of the things that I was really struck by, and let's take a moment to talk about it, is the relationship between, the angels and our birth, or as you talk about it, astrology of the zodiac. Can you talk a little bit about the connection? So, for example, I was reading this, and I was just blown away by the fact that there are angels part of the lunar cycle and the moon. Tell us more about this and how we can understand this better to activate things in our lives.
Absolutely. Angels are connected to life in general. So they're connected to planets, they're connected to time, to days. Although in their world, there is no time. There's absolutely no time. And when we call on them, they run up to us instantly. So we need to understand this. But once they are in our world of matter, obviously they're, living like us. They are our guardian angels, for instance. They absolutely are connected to the day or whatever. So we need to understand that they are connected to nature as well. And this is what I would like to say to our listeners, that when you connect to an angel of the day, of the hour, even the hour, there is an angel for each hour. Night, day, angel for the day, angel for the week, angel for the month, angel for the planet. For instance, Michael is the archangel of the sun. Why? Because he's radiant, and what does he do? He fights evil. Evil is dark. What is the angel of the sun? Of course, because the sun is the light. So everything is logical. I am very connected to Raphael. He is the archangel of Mercury. And in French and in Italian, I know, Dr. Pat, it's the same. It's mercredi, as I remember. And in mercredi in French, which is connected to mercredi, Mercury, you hear the same. So it's the day of the planet Mercury. So if you want to connect to Raphael for healing, for instance, it's very good to connect on Wednesday and to connect to the planet Mercury. So this is how they connect to our life. Make it very concrete and tangible. It's a very important factor that helps us to connect to the angels. For instance, certain rituals are more powerful if we perform them on a Sunday or on a Monday. Monday is the day of the moon. You hear Monday, day of the moon. If you connect to an angel on Monday, it's going to be something related to femininity, to your subconscious, to what is quite invisible, but is very strong and powerful. So this is why the angels are very connected to nature and to the world around us.
I want to ask you about positive energy in the world today. We had come up with an idea as a team last year that this would be a year of accelerated expansiveness and abundance. And it would be also a year of completion for us in launching transformationradio.fm, bringing out positive messages in the world. Some folks say that, no, it's not all about that you've got to have the dark to have the light. And I have never felt that, especially my connection with angels. I've never felt like this is the world that I tap into for something harmful. I have always felt a benevolence to it. Is this the time, Marie, for us to elevate the level of vibration and positivity in the world? Is this the time?
Oh, yes, it's 1,000% the time. Yes. Oh, my God, you're just right on target. It is the time for us to wake up. Like, there is no time to wait. It's right now. It's right now. And why? Just because what you said is very interesting. Some people really think, oh, it's good to have the dark because it's the balance with light. But I'm like you. I don't believe this at all. Because what does the dark bring us? The dark brings us darkness, negativity, so sorrow, pain, fear, anxiety. No, we cannot believe it's good. Darkness is not good. And if we see darkness in our life, because we have the night is not dark. The night is filled with stars. The night sky is star-studded. See the night sky and see the planets and see the moon. It's not dark. It is a different light. because it's the light of the subconscious, of what's inside of us. It's the other side, which is not dark. But if you're in complete darkness, and I can tell you, I have experienced this in a cave, in a prehistorical cave in France, and you go 1 kilometer. That's you go, let's say 800 feet or something inside the earth. So the temperature is pretty cold, and it's complete darkness because you're inside the earth. And I can tell you, it's very scary. If there is no light whatsoever, it's very scary. So people who talk about darkness, they maybe think about the night. Or if they talk about the evil, no, evil is not right. Evil is what we have to fight. It's a real combat to fight evil. And I would like to say the night is beautiful, but the darkness is awful. So let's focus on bringing light and be each and every one of us a beacon in this world. And we need this, and it's the right time. It's the right time to shine and to think of prosperity, to think of abundance. It's the time to shine. And everybody can shine because we all have the potential. Everybody has in their heart, in their soul, so much goodness they don't use that it's time to use it. It's time to take action and to see what's inside of you and look at yourself, look at your soul. And your soul is the light. And you know what? All the people who think, no, it's not light. No, I'm so sad. I'm so desperate. I'm so in pain. No, just look inside. It's pure light. And just open the door and the light will come out. And you will shine, and you will see that you are radiant. And the people who shine, the people who are radiant, they change the world, and they change their families. Their family, when everybody's unhappy and everybody's frustrated, if you are not unhappy and not frustrated and telling everybody, look, today, let's do this, let's think about this. It's not about spending money. It's just about being together, doing something great. And thinking about something great and having a nice conversation about something positive. Let's go hiking and let's go see something nice and let's go in the forest, on the beach, in the mountains, wherever you want to go. Do it. And you will see, in observing nature, looking at the night sky, looking at the sunrise, at the sunset, in peace with yourself, and let your soul express your emotions, and the world will change.
You know, I love this. We have so many people that are trying to get in. One of the folks has just emailed us and said, Pat, we don't know what's going on with the phone lines, but they're crazy off the hook. I'm listening through my telephone. This is Amy from New York, is asking a question. What angel would I call upon, and how would I create a prayer? This is great. What angel would I call upon, and how would I create a prayer for another person? And the question is, I have a friend that is in need. Is it okay to call upon an angel to help another? What a great question, right?
Oh, wonderful question. Wonderful. And the answer is yes, 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 yes. Yes. Whatever you do with a good intention and with your heart and your soul, it is always good. So once you have goodness in mind, goodness in your heart, you can obviously call on an angel to protect, to heal somebody. And the best archangel I would advise to call in this situation is Raphael. He's very dear to me, and he's a beautiful archangel because not only does he work for healing, he also works for when you travel. He works for writers, like, you know, he's been very connected to me also as a protector of writers. And he is a universal archangel who is pure goodness. They are all pure goodness. But I have a special bond with Raphael, and I feel like this is a very good, right now, angel to call on for this person. And he will be there for this person. Very simple. If you want to start the connection, you don't know how to do it, if it's urgent, just light a candle, white candle. It's very simple. And you sit in front of the candle and you look at the flame and you absorb the light with your eyes, absorb the light, look at this light and absorb it inside. And once you have this light inside of you and you call on Raphael, and you will, in a few seconds, send out this light to the person so that this light is going to heal the person or is going to bring her what she needs, love and comfort and whatever emotion you want to send this person. So do this. It's very simple, and you can do it right away. And it works perfectly. Yes, it does work.
Thank you, Amy. We have another question that has just come in, and it sounds like Jonas. I can't tell if it's from LA or LA is also an abbreviation, I think, for Louisiana, right, Benny? And this is coming. This is a question that is coming in. Thank you both for talking about this today. I have felt quite constricted in my finances. And Marie was talking about abundance. Why is it so difficult for us in the spiritual community to actually say the word money? Do angels, I love this. I love this question. Can angels actually help us bring in more money? I love this question. And who might that angel be? Wow.
Yes.
Okay. This
wow.
is true, Marie. Right? I mean, it really is hard for us to talk about money sometimes in the spiritual community.
It is very true, absolutely. And what is the name of this person?
Jonas. And I'm not sure if it's Jonas. LA, Los Angeles, or LA, Louisiana.
Okay, so Jonas, this is a very good question, and it's very true. Many spiritual people don't talk about money and think money is dirty. It's disgusting. I would just like to tell you something. Money is disgusting when people use it for power and for negative purposes. Yes, in this field, it's disgusting. Mm-hmm. However, if you use money for good purposes and to buy things you like, you enjoy life. It is not wrong to buy what you like. Money, if it didn't exist, we would exchange goods with stones, crystals, whatever. We would use something that would be money, and it would not be disgusting. What is money is in itself is a tool. When you build something, you use tools, whatever they are. You use tools, a hammer, whatever. Yeah. But once you have built something, you're happy with what you did. You have built, for instance, furniture for your house. Oh, it's great. This is what you can do with money. You build good stuff. But if you use this money to be a horrible person and to slave people, this is horrifying. And this is why the spiritual world, a lot of people focus on the fact that you can use money for negative purposes, and then money then becomes disgusting. No, it's not right. What is right is money is abundant. Money is part of our life because there is no choice. If we have no money, we cannot pay our bills. So obviously, Tzadkiel, Tsadkiel, Tzadkiel, is the angel you can call on to ask for money and abundance. And please, Jonas, let the people around you in your community, in your spiritual community, know that money is not dirty. Money is just a tool. That's all it is. You need a car to drive 100 miles. You need to take the train or the plane to go to a different country. Money is the same. You need money as a tool. That's all it is. And it's fine to be in abundance. God and the angels want us to be in abundance. Abundance is not a sin, it's a need. And it should be to everybody. It should be allotted to everybody. We should live in abundance. That's why I suggest all our listeners to pray to Tzadkiel for abundance and be open to it and let it flow and let go of your anxiety. The more you hold on to money, the less you earn. And I noticed this. I have lost a lot of money in my life for a few reasons that were not really great.
Yeah.
And every time I held on to money and I was so freaked out with money, it didn't come. And I let go and said, oh, well, the angels will bring me money when I need it. And it happened. And really, it did happen. And I promise everybody, if you let go of your anxiety with money, money comes to you as long as you do something. You don't sit there. Yes, you take action and money comes. So, Jonas, it's a very interesting question. And it's a shame that the spiritual people don't believe that money is a tool. That's all it is. And it's important to us.
Yeah, I mean, this is really the, for folks, we're getting apparently our 800 number is a little bit jammed up. So folks have found a way to instant message us, which I love. That happens in the world of abundance when there's so much interest in things. A question, and I know this is a question that a lot of people must have in their consciousness, which we didn't talk about yet, and that's healing with angels. We don't necessarily think about calling upon angels to heal. We might pray to God. We might pray, to other belief systems we have. We might pray to Jesus. We might, any range of things. But we don't necessarily think to say, oh, angels are also able to help us heal. Can you talk about that for a minute?
Oh, yes. It's a very good, important topic to talk about.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yes. Yes, angels do help because what do? They connect us to God directly. Our prayers to the angels go to God. So they work with God. They're not just isolated. They work all together with God. I would just tell you one very short story. I'll make it very short to let the listeners understand how powerful the angels are. It happened to my neighbor. She had a brain tumor, and she had to have a very urgent surgery. And my neighbor was devastated. His wife was really almost dying, and it was not a cancer, but it was a terrible tumor that was wrapped with her arteries. So she was in the hospital, and she had to have surgery at 9:00 in the evening. I gathered the whole family, and I told them, now it's time to pray. And all together, we prayed. And then it was late. Everybody was on their house, and I never slept. I stayed awake the whole night, and I prayed. And I was connected to the family. They were praying as well. We were very strong, all together, praying. And in the next morning, I drove my friend, my neighbor, to the hospital in Paris. We were 1 hour from Paris. And he was like a zombie, like a ghost in the car. He felt like he just didn't hear anything. He didn't want to pick up the phone. He didn't have the courage to do it. So we had to go to the hospital, and he was expecting that they would tell him that something bad would have happened. And yes, something bad had happened, that her artery was cut. They cut it while they opened the skull. And then they fixed it, and she was in a deep coma. And this is where we were. So he felt like he might find her still in this coma, which would be good instead of dying. And we arrived in the hospital, and in the waiting room, the doctor called him, and my heart was beating so it was throbbing. I was like, oh, my God, I hope she's fine, because we've prayed so much, we asked so much, and Raphael was with me. And he came back a few minutes later with a grin on his face, because what happened is that the anesthetist and doctor said, we don't understand what happened, but she awoke from the coma. She's doing great. And he said, you go and see her. And she was sitting on this hospital bed with, all these apparatus or whatever. She was like with tubes everywhere. And she has this huge bandage on her skull. And she stared at me and said, oh, Marie-Ange, you're here. Oh, I'm so happy to see you. And she was great. And this was a total miracle. And when you go through this, honestly, how can you not believe? How can you not believe?
Right.
If you this is just what I have to say. I can explain many things. I think this story says it all. I think so.
I think so too. I have to tell you, I hope you'll come back. There's so much that I would love to chat with you about. It is really an honor to have you on the show. Thank you so much. Please, again, let folks know the best way they can get a copy of the book. And one last question. What is your personal message? What would you like to leave all of us with? And thank you again.
Oh, I would like to spread this message of love the angels always tell me to spread. And I feel it from my heart. Just focus on love and focus on abundance. These are the two things that would change the world. Just always look inside your soul and see this light that needs to come out. Your soul is beautiful. Love your soul and love your light. And when you do this, you will see the world in a different perspective. You will see the people around you beautiful. If they have flaws, you also have flaws. I have flaws. We all have flaws. Don't criticize. Don't judge the people around you. Just see them as they are and enjoy them for who they are. And if you see life this way, you will see the world change. Why? Because your eyes, your heart, and your soul will be different, because there is light and love inside. And just do this, and you will see miracles happen. And you will see a smile on your partner's face, on your child's face. You will see smiles all over. Just do this and believe that the angels are watching over you, ready to help you whenever you ask. And please ask them help, ask them love, and ask them to assist you wherever you do, and go for it, and don't be scared. And please leave me a message anytime. Leave a message on my website.
Wow, and I hope you'll come back, and I love it. Go for it. Don't be afraid. Let's take a short break. We'll be right back.
Lights go out and I can't be saved. Tides that I try